The executive reinvention program really reaches inside an individual to help them see things that they can't see for themselves, and gives them a technology and a language to be able to work with their flat spots in such a way that at the end of that there's a self-realization that leads you to realize how small you've been playing in the past and what a true leader could accomplish. And it's not only for yourself as a professional, but also for your family, for the people that you do lead. And it takes you to a different place in terms of creating things, new realities for your business, new realities for the people that you lead, new realities for your family. Being able to address the impossible takes language, it takes technology, and that's what ERP is about. It's about teaching you a language and a technology to be able to take the impossible, move it to possible, and turn it into reality, and realize that it's a journey and not a destination, and that you'll always be a work in progress. But the Executive Reinvention Program gives you the foundation to engage in that journey. I've been through other programs and they teach specific skill sets, but at a much more superficial level. The Executive Reinvention Program takes the time, and Tracy has the skill to take it to a deeper level and make fundamental change within a leader, as opposed to teaching you a set of skills that like writing or a language or here's 5 rules to follow or those kinds of things. Executive reinvention is really about changing how you show up as a person, how you show up as a leader, understanding your impact on how you show up on others, and understanding your impact both in a positive and a negative way. So executive reinvention, in my opinion, is a much more professional and a long-lasting, deeper-reaching program than a lot of the other seminars and those types of things that I've been to. Tracy is an extraordinary individual. Now, a lot of people, when they first start to work with Tracy, Tracy can find your most tender spot and put her finger on it and push in about 3 inches and hold it for about 20 minutes. And she has no hesitancy to find your most tender spots or to help you with your most tender spots. Tracy's not interested in playing small. Tracy's only interested in really making a significant change, helping you make a significant change in your leadership abilities and in who you are as a person. And whether you're working with her for leadership or whether you're working with her just to improve who you are. But Tracy's exceptional. She's a real professional. I think of her as a brain surgeon, as I would think of as a brain surgeon, because she is so precise, she's so professional, and she so exactly knows what she's doing, even though when you first start with Tracy, you have no idea where a lot of things are going. As you continue to work with Tracy, those things become more and more clear. But what's interesting is there is always more to learn from Tracy. And Tracy builds the foundation and continues to build and continues to build and continues to build. I've been with Tracy over 16, 17 years, and I'm still learning today. I attribute a lot of my success to Tracy and to my getting off of some things that were holding me back, my learning how to use my energy more effectively, my way of thinking, the language that shapes how I think, and the language that shapes my communication with others. So Tracy works in all those areas, the technology, the language, and she's just an unending fountain of knowledge and information. She has a very long-range plan in mind, but she works through each of those steps in a way that someone like me can understand that and can grow from it. So I think of her as an exquisite teacher. And I would say way beyond a professor. She's a world-class teacher. Well, I think working in a program with like the ERP is important to start there. When she comes into the corporate world, that's just continuing the work. It's very difficult in the corporate world to be the only one that's gone through ERP and not have a critical mass of people who have the language and who have the technology, who can support you and whom you can support and you can use common conversation with to move the impossible to possible to reality. So the more that Tracy can penetrate an organization, the more critical mass you reach in an organization of people that have been with Tracy, and have learned from Tracy and are engaged with Tracy, the stronger the organization gets and the more likely it is to create explosion after explosion of impossible after impossible. And the skill set becomes not just an individual skill set, but a corporate skill set of using change and innovation as a competitive edge. I think the core competencies that Tracy develops in a corporation is the ability to manage change, is the ability to create innovation, is the ability to have that language and have that become who the culture of that corporation. So she's very good at creating cultural perspectives for organizations. And I think organizations a lot of times don't spend the time on their culture, but it is the culture that gives the organization the ability to continually reinvent itself. Most organizations have a shelf life where they are strong, they reach their peak of power, and then they decline and they pass away. And Tracy gives the ability for an organization to continually reinvent itself. So when she works with an organization and there's enough people there, that organization's lifetime is extended. And I've been with organizations that are over 100 years old. I've been with an organization that's 70 years old. And the ability to reinvent an organization is critical. A lot of organizations pass on. They grow, they reach their power. In the companies that I've worked with, and I started working with Tracy, like I said, about 15, 16 years ago, change was not very rapid in that company. With Tracy and with the people that had gone to Tracy, participated in ERP, and that Tracy had personally coached within the corporation, and the teams that benefited from Tracy's teaching, we were able to add velocity and create products that didn't exist, meet unmet needs, things that people would have thought were impossible were transformed sometimes within the space of 3 to 4 months. It adds the velocity. There's almost an imperative to move quickly once you have the language and you have the concepts, the technology. So with Tracy, I've been in 2 organizations, one that has been with Tracy for a long time, and that's a very powerful, innovative, cutting-edge, long-term corporation, not a short-term corporation, one that's gone through multiple generations. And I'm now with Tracy in a different organization that is at the beginning of their experience with Tracy. And you can already see the increase in velocity. You can see the increase in thinking. You can see people thinking about things that were previously impossible, now possible, and you can see the light bulbs and the explosions going on all around you. So as I watch that happen, I can see the life of the company getting stronger and stronger. I can see that company serving its customers in ways that other companies can't, and the leaders of that company becoming more powerful than they ever thought they could be, working as a more powerful team, and becoming closer to the customer by using the techniques and the language that Tracy teaches.